I'm Craig Johnson here at the Global Dome. Fans still filing in for this event as we will see the Handsome Stranger in action. Also today, Chaz will take on Barry Horowitz. It will be Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert going against Quick Rick Guerin. We will see the team of Hollywood John Tatum and Rod Price, the California stud, with General Skandor Akbar in action. We'll go back and relive that exciting North American Championship bout as the Patriot took on Al Perez. And in our main event this time in the GWF, it will be the Maulers against my guest at this time, the Renegade Warriors.
You know, the royal family is now calling themselves the Maulers. Well, the Youngbloods, the Renegade Warriors, are no strangers to anybody, especially people here in the Global Dome. You know, Maulers, you come looking for us. You're going to go home in the tears of danger. That's right, Craig. We want to show the people right here in Dallas at the Global Dome that the Renegade Warriors are on the warpath. So just step in the squared circle, and Craig, we'll show the people here in the Global Dome exactly what the Renegade Warriors are all about.
The Renegade Warriors against the Maulers, our main event this time in the GWF. Action gets underway with a Handsome Stranger next. Well, there you hear the screams for the Handsome Stranger from the French Riviera in Monte Carlo.
A few 12-year-olds going, yippee-yay, yippee-yay. A bunch of new kids on the block fans. I wouldn't call that major scream. And besides, they're probably cheering for Sweet Daddy Falcone. Look at that. He's got a heck of a body. He's a talented athlete. And that Stranger, he's a jerk. He's a boob, and he's got no abs either. In fact, I think I might just go down to ringside.
Well, Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob, very much wanted to do some color commentary, but now he is headed from our broadcast position down to ringside as the Handsome Stranger has the armbar on the Sweet Daddy. Two definitely different territories these gentlemen hail from. Sweet Daddy from 42nd Street, New York City. The Handsome Stranger from Monte Carlo in the French Riviera. Clothesline by Sweet Daddy Falcone. And from behind, the drop kick sends Falcone flying. And there you see the Palm Beach heartthrob out there cheering on Sweet Daddy Falcone. Looked like the Handsome Stranger was going for the leapfrog. Gets it right the second time as Sweet Daddy Falcone had gotten off balance, and sure he's off balance this time. Arm drag by the Handsome Stranger. I honestly cannot tell you, fans, what the problem is as far as Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob, is concerned when it comes to the Handsome Stranger. The Handsome Stranger, loved by the ladies here at the Global Dome. I don't know if it's jealousy, envy by Scott Anthony, or what the situation is. Situation here, a backslide. Count of two before the big man, Sweet Daddy, is able to get out of it. Right back into the armbar. The Handsome Stranger against a man who is 6'5", 300 pounds. I don't believe the Stranger has had to go against a man of this size in action in the Global Wrestling Federation thus far. Doing pretty well against the man from New York City. And still filing into the Global Dome during this event, our first event on GWF Wrestling today. Falcone misses with the elbow, now misses with a clothesline, but does not miss as he picks up the Handsome Stranger, drapes him across the top rope, and drops him down. Falcone now with an opportunity to take advantage of the Handsome Stranger. I'm sure that Scott Anthony is very happy about the action going on here. Falcone now using the top rope to choke the Handsome Stranger. Scott Anthony right there. And now, Falcone. Well, obviously there's one happy man somewhere about ringside. Sweet Daddy Falcone, with a battered Handsome Stranger, batters him a little more with a clothesline. I mentioned Falcone over 300 pounds, former member of the USWA Tag Team Champions with Brickhouse Brown. Left that organization to try his best in the Global Wrestling Federation. The Handsome Stranger, a victim of a rake of the eyes, through the mask. And now the choke by Sweet Daddy Falcone. Shut up! Backbreaker executed by Falcone, as the coaching of Scott Anthony may be working here. Cover good for a count of 2 by referee John Keaton, as the Stranger able to break the count with a foot on the rope. Scott Anthony complaining to the official about what he claims to be a slow count. The Handsome Stranger trying to get his momentum back. Falcone, however, the bigger man, able to take advantage once again, using that top rope. Now moving to the middle rope. Watch out. Falcone, 300 pounds, comes down and misses. Lands on the back of his head. And now pleading for mercy is the man from 42nd Street, as the Handsome Stranger sends him into the rope, gets the drop kick, sending the big man down. Backdrop, 300 pounds, comes down hard in the middle of the ring. The Stranger, boot to the midsection now, once again to the ropes, comes up, clothesline, sends him down. The Stranger climbing up, gets to the middle rope, now to the top rope, eyeing his prey, leaps, drop kick off the top rope. The Stranger may have Sweet Daddy down for 1. That's 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match, the Handsome Stranger.
The Handsome Stranger gets the win over Sweet Daddy. Scott Anthony must be a little bit upset about the outcome of that match.
Coming to you from the Global Dome, Bonnie Blackstone here with Steve Dane, and I wanted to have a really pleasant conversation with you, sir, but the way you've been parading around here just prior to this interview segment, I don't know if that's going to be possible. A lot of people are asking questions about your recent change of attitude, or maybe an attitude adjustment that might be needed. What's happening in your career, Steve?
First thing, you've already made one mistake. You call me Steve Dane. It is Stephen Dane. Let's get that clear and straight right
Stephen
now.
Dane.
And yeah, I do have an attitude adjustment toward these people sitting out here, and especially you people at home. I'm tired of being used, abused. I finally got with somebody that would treat me right. I've been drug all over this country, up and down this country. I don't want any more part of it. I'm finally with somebody that will do me right, help me, show me the right ropes. Hey, I'm anything, you call me the 60-minute man. I don't mean 5 minutes of work and 55 minutes of smoking a cigarette. You're looking right here. I do it all myself.
He does it all himself. Stephen Dane here in the Global Wrestling Federation expects some very big things from this one.
Horowitz comes into this event with impressive credentials after a tour of Europe that included Paris, France, and Milan, Italy. Going against Chaz, who has worked his way up the ranks in the light heavyweight division of the Global Wrestling Federation. Chaz in at 200 pounds and even 221 pounds. The weight of Barry Horowitz. Horowitz gets the advantage with a side headlock as we open up this particular match. Shoulder block sends down Chaz. Step over by Horowitz. Leapfrog by Chaz. He tries the arm drag, but the hip toss effective by Barry Horowitz. Went in maybe a little bit too early. 2 times as Chaz pulls him over, takes him into the extended arm bar. Chaz, whose sports background includes high school football and track, as you can tell by the way he can run around that ring when he needs to, if you will, outquick his opponent. Barry Horowitz a man who's an excellent technical wrestler, won the Florida State High School Wrestling Championship, in addition to the Florida Heavyweight Championship in professional wrestling. At that time, he was managed by a gentleman by the name of Percival Pringle III. Chaz with a reversal. Tries the hip toss. Once, twice. The knee to the midsection. Flips him over. Has him and brings him over with the arm drag. 2 times. And the youngster from Los Angeles, California, doing well in this match. Barry Horowitz claiming this is not necessarily wrestling, but I think Chaz may be teaching a few lessons here. Chaz is looking for the light heavyweight championship currently held by the Lightning Kid. He'd love to get a title shot, but so far the Lightning Kid has been able to avoid his challenges. Unfortunately, Chaz couldn't avoid the belly-to-back suplex executed nicely by the man with a pat on the back, Barry Horowitz. You can hear the fans of Chaz in the background. He is a fan favorite, and look at the well-executed belly-to-belly suplex. Almost good for a count of 3. Instead, two counts by James Beard. Knee lift. Sends Chaz back to the ropes. A handful of hair as the headbutt delivered by Barry Horowitz.
Bye-bye, Chazzy!
Double underhook. Suplex. Well done. Measures with the leg drop. Asks for the count, but only gets a count of 2. Horowitz without a manager in this event. I don't know if he has a manager lined up for the Global Wrestling Federation, but the men who have managed Barry Horowitz, including Sir Oliver Humperdinck, the aforementioned Percival Pringle III, and Paul E. Dangerously, all had success with this man. Now I guess he figures he can do well enough on his own, as the 4th 2 count in the match has proven that Barry Horowitz can hold his own here in the GWF. Chaz meeting a tough test in the roughhouser from St. Petersburg, Florida. Once again, a pat on the back. Sometimes that's a premature pat on the back when he thinks he's got everything in control, maybe a little bit too confident. Right now, the abdominal stretch being put on by Barry Horowitz is Chaz. Here's his fans. He's not the kind that will give up. James Beard, however, as the referee should, asking if he'd like to submit. Horowitz not enjoying the ambient noise here. The hip toss reverses the situation. A shoulder block takes down Horowitz, and right through the ropes. Onto the interview set goes Chaz, courtesy of the trip by Barry Horowitz. Actually, the trip guided by him. Back into the ring comes Chaz. Uppercut forearm as Chaz goes over the top rope. He caught himself. Watch out now. Up the top rope from behind the Bulldog. Horowitz goes down for a count of 1, 2, 3.
Gentlemen, the winner of the match is Chaz.
Chaz comes back and gets the win over Barry Horowitz, much to the delight of the fans here in the Global Dome. When we return, time for Hot Stuff. Eddie Gilbert next. Eddie Gilbert, who made an auspicious debut in the Global Wrestling Federation.
And for our idiots at home, what exactly does auspicious mean?
Infamous.
Oh, good choice of synonyms.
I use your electric thesaurus all the time.
I don't want to use these large words because you know the average IQ of the wrestling fan isn't too high. And then come to... Oh, look at Eddie, a smart man. He's not ready to lock up yet. Look at Eddie, circling the ring, loosening up, stretching. Hey, how about last week, man? Wasn't that great? Eddie Gilbert. Al Perez tries to blame him for the fact that he lost the title to the Patriots.
Matter of fact, we will see that match a little bit later. See exactly what happened when Eddie Gilbert stuck his nose in the Latin heartthrob business.
Wait. First of all, he tried to help Al Perez, because frankly, Al Perez needs all the help he can get. And secondly, if Eddie Gilbert would have been in there with the Patriot himself, the Patriot would not be the North American champion. So there. Oh, he's not ready to suplex him. He's going to punch him in the face. I like that, man. I like a guy that just punched him right in the face, right in the mouth. Maybe knocks a few teeth out.
Well, Hot Stuff apparently has some fans. He apparently is paid to be here at the Global Dome.
Oh, why do you say that? Just because a few people cheer him because they recognize athletic talent, athletic prowess when they see it?
What about his claim to be the maker of champions, that he made the Ultimate Warrior? He made Sting into the men they are today.
If you watch Bill Watts' UWF back just a few years ago, he did make those men what they are. Hey, I tell you, Eddie Gilbert has had a long and illustrious career, and his career is still in its prime, so I think you ought to watch your mouth, Johnson. He's been known to take out a few commentators in his day. In fact, I've been looking at you, Johnson. You know, the more I look at you, the more you look like that guy Monroe in that show, Too Close for Comfort. And what a boob he was. He was a buffoon.
Speaking of which, I saw that movie Two Moon Junction on HBO.
Yeah, so?
Were you in that movie?
No. Why do you ask?
Are you sure?
Why do you ask?
God looks awful lot like you in that movie.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
I don't know if Eddie Gilbert has been in any movies recently.
He's trying to hold the guy. The guy's just, he's out on his feet. Eddie can't even hold him up. The guy's just dazed. He's stunned. He's confused. Maybe he's not.
Well, apparently he thought he had Rick Guerin in the back pocket, if you will, but nothing doing as Guerin with a comeback goes for the elbow, and it lasts about that long.
Some comeback. That's like about, what, 3 seconds? Quick Rick is nothing, man. Eddie Gilbert's playing possum, that's all. He just, you know, he's trying to make this kid look halfway decent on national TV, which is a chore in itself. Good night.
DDT delivered by Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert.
He doesn't even want to pin him. He just wants to sit there and float.
Gilbert claims when he wants to, he can own every single championship in the Global Wrestling Federation.
And you disagree with that?
If there's one guy who could do it, it might be Eddie Gilbert.
Or Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach Heartthrob. Let's not count me out for 1 second here.
Present company excluded.
Listen, homeboy John. Oh, look at that homeboy Johnson. He went for the drop kick, and there was no one home. Eddie's just toying with him. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect the fact that Eddie Gilbert can take this boob, just toy with him, do anything he wants, hot shot, good night. Toy with him and just beat him at will. And by the way, which one's Will?
The Hot Shot will win this one.
No one ever gets out of the Hot Shot.
Your winner of the match, Eddie Gilbert.
Hot Stuff wins the win, and when we return, the California Connection of Mr. Skandor Akbar. When we return. Call him Mr. Skandor Akbar.
Has been wrestling for quite some time, and he's still a private. Hasn't he ever been promoted? What did he get? I already made corporal once, hit a sergeant, and got busted back down to private. Is that true? Is there any truth to that rumor?
I don't know. I do know that he was once a member of Sergeant Slaughter's Cobra Corps.
And Sergeant Slaughter never promoted him either. All he left him was a measly old private. Not even a lance corporal, just a measly old private. And his partner over there, Action Jackson. What's up with that?
Well, there you...
funky hairdo is Action Jackson trying to perpetrate here. What's with that?
Perpetrate? That's one out of that electric thesaurus you brought with you?
Yeah, sure, babe. little high 5 or a high 10, actually. We haven't seen a high 10 in years. Here's a high 10. They don't call it that anymore, Johnson. I know you're still wearing bell bottoms, and you think they're hip, but no. So anyway, Action Jackson circling the ring here with the California stud Rod Price. Looks like Mr. Homeboy Johnson's he's a little under the weather, so I'll be doing the commentary and the play-by-play. Oh, we'll get with a good shot of Mr. Skandor Akbar. Mr. Akbar. Oh, look at, he's already crying. Look at Action Jackson's already crying. What a baby.
You remember Skandor Akbar back in the days of Devastation Incorporated? Well, apparently he took a sabbatical, if you will.
Sabbatical? Do tell.
Took some time off from professional wrestling and has come back with a new image, streamlined haircut, suit, and Mr. Akbar says he has a team that...
Wait a minute, what was that? I don't know what that was. Whatever it is, Rod Price didn't share either. So he's taking a little scoot out to the floor and break the momentum.
You're obviously not interested in the story of how this team came to be.
What team? Look at that, there's my boy, Hollywood John Tatum. You know, I gotta tell you this. You know, last week I was kind of talking about Hollywood John Tatum. What? What are you pointing at? Hold on. Listen, I was talking about his golfing, you know. I actually went golfing with Tatum. The man.
You did.
He is talented, man. He actually is a professional. He was teaching the ladies how to play and stuff and how to putt. And he's got like a really good handicap. I'm not sure exactly what it is. My handicap, of course, is you, but that's beside the point. Uh-oh.
I did see you at that putt-putt the other day.
No, I'm serious, though. He's a heck of a golfer. So let's talk about his wrestling skills. Watch him make mincemeat out of this Action Jackson with a silly haircut. Ooh, side arm bar.
Action Jackson, whose most recent action was in Puerto Rico, tags into Private Terry Daniels against a former 4-time Southern heavyweight champion in Hollywood John Tatum.
That's right. That's right. And a master of the martial arts. Aikido, Kendo. You got it. Watch. Wait till he starts throwing some kicks later on, man. You'll be truly impressed.
Right now, he's busy pouting.
Well, Terry Daniels,
he does all the time.
Daniels is a capable wrestler. Had a little head scissors going. Had a little head scissors going. John Tatum got out, but I think there's some hair pulling or something going on. That's what the ref's checking on now. And there goes Mr. Akbar. I like that. Mr. Akbar. He's got a good ring to it. Mr. Akbar. He's the man. Trainer of champions. Kind of like the Joe Weider of professional wrestling. Trainer of champions. Oh, a nice hip toss. It's actually more of a judo throw.
Very, very proud of himself.
And he's rightly so. He should be. Top wrist lock. Are you going to call this or am I going to have to call the whole match?
Well, if you'd quit taking my microphone away, I might be able to do something.
Well, if they give me a second microphone, I wouldn't have to. Oh, Daniels is crying. He pulled my hair. He pulled my hair. Wah, wah. Oh, this.
You're very convincing when you do that. You know that?
Thank you very little.
The tag into Rod Price, the California stud, former member of the bad boys of the NFL, the Los Angeles Raiders, finished his NFL career with the San Diego Chargers, and now is ready to spike Private Terry Daniels, I believe.
That's one strong guy, the California stud.
Down with the leg.
And down, and here's the pinning combination. 1. A 1 3/4. And a shoelace to the eye, which is legal as long as it's broken by the 5 count.
I don't know of how many shoelaces to the eyes it would take a 5 count.
Quite a few, apparently. Tags into Hollywood. He's got a little fire left in him. Oh, he's got a little bit of fight left. But not enough fight, apparently.
Oh! Over the top rope. Not a disqualification in the Global Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, them other wussy federations, they call it a disqualification because they can't take it. Right over the top rope, we don't care. Oh, look at Action Jackson come over to console his wounded partner.
How about protect him from the deviousness of Akbar and the California
Are you
stud?
insinuating that Akbar might lay a hand on Mr. Private Terry Daniels? I don't think Akbar would do that. He's a gentleman. Hence the name Mr. And a lovely double boot.
Well placed right onto the chin of Terry Daniels.
Oh, barely squeaking out there.
Out of 2 by the stud.
Not much left in that Terry Daniels. He's running out of fight. You better make the tag quicker. It's going to be Goodnight Irene.
Cross body block. It could be Goodnight Irene for the California Connection. A count of 1 before Stud powers out.
A 1 count, that's it.
You were talking about Daniels having some fight left in him. A series of rights takes the Stud down to a knee.
He should have made the tag. It was a stupid mistake.
Tag made. Monkey flip out of the corner, but the Stud is not the legal man in the ring. John Tatum is the legal man in the ring, I believe, because he was tagged in earlier. I don't know if Daniels realizes this.
Daniels should make the tag. What's with him? I don't know what's going on here. I think Daniels should have made the tag. He's making a big mistake.
I think John Keaton, there he comes in.
And you said he couldn't throw some kung fu, baby, right in your face. Jean-Claude Van Damme's got nothing on him.
He waited and waited after the tag was made. Finally, he came in. The California kick.
Look at that.
Takes care of business.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, stand to right card, California Connection of John Tatum and the California Stud.
And when we return, Bonnie Blackstone with the fans' question. Matter of fact, that's up right here.
Bonnie Blackstone here in the Global Dome, and this is Sue enjoying some of the great wrestling action here. You had an exciting time.
Yes, I sure am. I love it here.
Did you bring a whole carload of people with you?
Not this time, but I will.
All right. Tell me about some of your questions. You've been admiring Terry Garvin and Chaz. You had a question for Terry and Chaz.
Well, my question is, they're both really good-looking wrestlers, and I've seen them wrestle together and alone, and I was wondering if, they had ever considered tag teaming together.
All right. Later on in this edition, I will be here with Chaz and Terry and answer Sue's question about tag teaming.
Recently here in the Global Wrestling Federation, we saw a match for the North American Heavyweight Championship between the Patriot and Al Perez. But watch out for the uninvited guest, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. We are now into minute number 15 of this match for the North American Heavyweight Championship of the Global Wrestling Federation.
TV time remaining, Craig. We've still got about over 30, probably 35 minutes left in this television program.
And the Patriot able to reverse the situation. Getting the foot up. The fans picking up the Patriot's favorite kick of USA. The Patriot, as that left, delivers it to the side of the head. There you see some of the fans here at the Global Dome cheering on the Patriot, who thinks he's got the power.
And Hot Stuff does not like it at all.
Perez down to the mat. Into the rope. Drop kick. The Patriot may have the belt around his waist here. Count of 1, count of 2. Perez able to get up.
So close. The Patriot was so close from winning the North American Heavyweight Championship. Now he's got to move in for the kill on Al Perez. He's got him right where he wants it. He wants to put the finishing touches on Perez and get the belt back that he so rightly deserves.
The Patriot delivering the punishment to the head of Al Perez. Sends him into the corner. Goes up, going to treat the fans to the other side. Gilbert doesn't want to see this happen, but Perez tries the reverse atomic drop. And it's effective as the Patriot is down, but Perez now going to apparently seek the advice of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. The Patriot has won the championship. Meanwhile, in the ring, Al Perez facing off with Eddie Gilbert.
If Gilbert had just left well enough alone and had kept his hands off Perez,
He rips the sunglasses off of Hot Stuff. These two men having words. The left hook drop, grabbing the shirt of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Eddie Gilbert should have never put his hands on Al Perez, no matter what he thought he was doing. And now Eddie Gilbert and Al Perez facing off in the squared circle.
Gilbert pleading, saying, Perez will have none of that.
Look at the fear on the face of Hot Stuff.
Watch out from behind! Hot Stuff with the boot!
Perez
showed him mercy, Craig. Perez had him right where he wanted him. Hot Stuff was his to take, but Hot Stuff from behind with the boot. Now what's he doing?
Hot Stuff going to get a chair. Perez has been waylaid from behind. He's now helpless, but from behind, the Patriot takes the chair from Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert, now it's a little bit of payback time from Al Perez. If Gilbert had left well enough alone, Perez might be the champion, but now Perez came back to man. He may have cost him that championship. Gilbert escaped from the Global Dome. In the ring, the two men who had battled for more than 18 minutes. Now, I guess they're just showing mutual respect. I can't understand. These two men have gone at it so close to the title with Al Perez, if not for the interference of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
We still don't know, Craig. We still don't know who would win a match straight up between the Patriot and Al Perez.
The fans firmly behind the Patriot. Al Perez coming up, extends his hand, says, apparently you saved me, and a bit of thanks for the Patriot. Let's take a look. Do you have any idea? I know I've had Scott Hudson out trying to figure out what that ceremony
I
is.
do know what that is.
What is it?
That dates back to the days of the Fabulous Kangaroos, Roy Hefferman and Al Costello, the original Fabulous Kangaroos back in the 50s and the 60s. They did that as a motivational tactic to really, I guess, outsmart their opponents. It motivated them, and they went out and won every match. That's what Rip Morgan and Jack Victor are about to do, win a match.
Right now, it's Mark Youngblood in there against Rip Morgan to start things
I
off.
bet I know something you don't know about Renegade, whatever they are.
What don't I know about the Renegade
They are
Warriors?
second-generation wrestlers.
In fact, I did know that.
You didn't know that?
I did know
You
that.
did know that. I thought I had one on you. Who was their dad?
I do not know his first name.
Ricky.
But I do know that there was another brother who is no longer with us.
That's right, Jay
was
Youngblood.
indeed a World Tag Team
The
champion.
famous of the Youngbloods, the one that these boys on the gravy train by. Look, illegal chop.
Open hand chops working very well. The clothesline.
But it took the clothesline to get Rip Morgan off his feet, Craig.
The Renegade Warriors, 9 times the World Tag Team champion in the World Wrestling Council, which is down in Puerto Rico in the
That's in
Caribbean.
another country that has nothing to do with the Global Wrestling Federation. They come here, they're going to meet the best, like myself and Scott Anthony, who you had out here earlier. And by the way, did you see John Tatum with those karate tactics he used? Did you know he's the one who taught Elvis how to karate? Okay, back to action.
Once again, I find that hard to believe.
Make sure that's not a chokehold there, Ralph.
Side headlock. Leapfrog, watch out. Here comes Cruz. Cross body block. He goes down. Count of one. That's two by James Beard. And the double drop kick sends Rip Morgan scurrying.
I'll give credit where credit. Oh, he got Jack Victory too.
The Maulers.
They're on the warpath, Greg. They're on the warpath. Got to give them credit.
I think they're a little upset.
Jack's going to tear up the arena.
You can hear the war cries from the fans here at the Global Dome. Firmly behind the Renegade Warriors, Mark and Chris Youngblood.
Well, they have their tag team wrestling down. I'll give them that. But it did take both of them. Double drop kick, double back drop to get the Maulers out of the ring.
Jack Victory and Rip Morgan trying to find a safe way back into the ring, I guess.
It's kind of hard to tell these Renegade Warriors apart. Can you tell them apart good? That's to their advantage.
Well, Chris Youngblood is the one that wears the somewhat
The
like
bra?
the tank top.
The bra?
Oh, please.
Okay.
And Mark Youngblood is the one wrestling
That
without
doesn't
a
wear the
shirt.
bra. Okay.
We're getting two totally different things, obviously. And look at the chops being put in there. Chris Youngblood.
These boys have these chops down, Greg. Now, of course, Zach could do a chop a lot better than that, but they've got them down. They've got the people behind them.
Well, Mark at one time tagged with Wahoo McDaniels to win the NWA World Tag Team. Wahoo McDaniel.
Wahoo McDaniel, the old-timer.
He's still wrestling, from what I understand.
He still gets out of the ring in a wheelchair from time to time. Oh, Wahoo. Yep. Oh, Wahoo. I went to see him the other day in the nursing home.
Obviously, he taught Chris and Mark quite a bit about those chops. Right now, with the advantage, Jack Victory.
They're lucky to understand why Wahoo told him that he's got dentures and sometimes takes them out and can't talk. Good reversal. Good reversal. These boys do have their tag team wrestling down. Now, wait a minute. That was off the top rope.
Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal.
That's legal in the Global Wrestling Federation.
Some federations moves off the top rope aren't legal, but...
I didn't know that. I could have done that in my match.
Yes, you could have. Have to read up on the rule book, hot stuff.
Oh, right. Good, smart thing of a Jack Victory. Way to go, Jack. Yes. Yes, now the tide will turn. You will see the tide turn now. This is where Jack Victory and Rope Morgan are at their best. Punishing their opponent. Finding the weak spot, Greg, right here. The back.
Taking the small of the back into the turn. Not the turnbuckle. How about the hard metal corner post?
And that boy weighs a lot. No Rip just picked him up like a sack of, well, we won't get into that right now, but just like a sack and pushed him right into the ring post.
Thank you for allowing us to stay on the air.
Thank you very much. Be there with you when they meet.
Our next order of business, Bonnie Blackstone. She's got the answer to the fans' question.
Answering some of our fans' questions here in the Global Dome, Bonnie Blackstone back with you once again. And we are going to get an answer from Terry Garvin and Chaz. Everybody is saying you guys look so great singly and in some of your recent matches as a tag team. Are you thinking about forming a permanent tag team partnership?
Well, we've talked about that, and I tell you what, Bonnie, we're not the biggest, we're not the baddest, we're not the roughest and toughest, but together, maybe the best looking. No, not the best. We're just kidding. We're definitely just kidding. With guys like the Patriot and everybody around, we're just one of the number. But I tell you what, Bonnie, we're not scared of anybody.
We're not.
And Chaz and I together, with him watching my back, me watching his, coming along a little bit, week and week at a time, we're not just concentrating on singles, and we are thinking about forming a permanent tag team and going after every single title out there that has anything to do with tag teams. Isn't that right, buddy?
That's right. I've watched Terry, and I'm privileged to be in his corner and watch his back, and I love being there with him. I think we'll make a good team. We're not winning every time, but we're out there giving it our all.
All right. A great tag team could be formed here in the Global Wrestling Federation.
Today's Global Wrestling Federation.
On today's action in the Global Wrestling Federation, the Handsome Stranger, Chaz, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Hollywood John Tatum, and Rod Price with wins, and we also saw the matchup between the Patriot and Al Perez. But that main event with the Renegade Warriors against the team known as the Maulers, I want to talk to the team known as the Maulers. Rip Morgan and Jacko Victory, it seems like you all may have gotten chased from the ring.
Hey, like how we did. And that's just a taste, nation, of what the Maulers are all about. The Indians wanted a piece of Jacko and myself. They just got it too, did they? Exactly. And we're not stopping yet. That's just a piece of the pie, and we want all the pie.
They're known as the Maulers.